back to Congress, even if the bill is approved in the House, you still have to contend with the Senate. And apparently in the Senate, the numbers favor those who are against the RH bills. I mean, how do you deal with the situation like that?
I think we're going to take it one step at a time, right, Sharon?
And I think we'll get it to the Senate.
I feel as long as I do my part in Congress, and being the voice of my constituents, that's my conscience is clean and I can sleep well at night.
Now, you're talking of 7 members of the Soul Sisters. Do you expect this number to grow and the others who are for the bill?
We're even growing. We're even contemplating having a male version.
Yeah.
Because there are many male members of the Congress that are very supportive of the bill.
And there are some other female members that have already expressed their intention to join Soul Sisters. So I think it's growing.
Now, when you talk about, you were talking about maternal deaths. How many happen every day?
11.
That's only one part of the equation when one gets, you talk about family planning.
11 that we know.
And
sorry to interrupt you.
But you know what, Diva, you're talking about prenatal and prenatal, and then at the same time the birth and the postnatal.
Yes.
What are the problems that one faces postnatal, which should be given attention by this
Sharon wants to answer that.
Like when I got pregnant, for example, me having the capacity, to be able to afford the health services, during every 3 months, you go for a checkup. They look at how the baby's developing. If there are any problems, they even check if there is a possibility of Down syndrome. They extract some fluids from you. There are so many services that the non-poor can avail of. They give you vitamins, and they give you all the checkups that you need before pregnancy, during pregnancy. They check if they can see the position of the baby. It has to come out with the head first. Otherwise, then you have to go for a cesarean. And then after that, then you have the postnatal care. So there are so many stages in pregnancy that should be taken care of. Now, it's not a very complicated situation because it has been happening for thousands of years. But then we have to, at this time, we have to have the basic services, which are good midwives, good health workers. The complications can go from hemorrhage, from baby, complications for the baby, failure, that they can't have enough oxygen while getting out of the mother's womb. There are so many complicated things that could happen. So those are the things that we have to watch out for.
And listening to Sharon say that, it makes me wonder, so what? Minority of the population can have that kind of specialized care when they're pregnant, but the majority of Filipino women don't have that kind of health care. And this is what we want. This is what we want for the majority of Filipino women and Filipino families.
Are you saying about the current system, like you have health centers in every particular barangay, is not sufficient to cover the needs of...
You know what the health center is like? It's just probably a 4 by 5 or smaller, 4 by 2 room with a bed. That's it.
And I think the current rule is that there's one midwife is supposed to take care of 5,000 population. And that's a lot for a midwife. That doesn't even speak about the geographical distance. So midwives have to travel by tricycle or bikes.
And that's why we also have what you call barangay health workers.
Well, but will this solve the problem really providing medical care for mothers? Because it all boils down to resources in the end. Yeah. Even if you pass the bill, if you don't have the resources, what you're saying may not happen.
I think we do have the resources. It's just a matter of putting the resources where it should go.
It's not just for the national government, there's also the NGOs. But it's also what, for example, we're going to, with the RH bill, the midwives will have a smaller coverage, for example, and that we can afford.
For you have been a mayor and situation like that if the RH bill
Then you just
is
know
passed?
it's virtually, if the RH bill is passed, okay.
Is it going to be a must now that within the internal revenue allotment provided to a local government that they are to
No, I think it will be provided as an extra by the national government. The national government will now step in, and there will be a fund allotted in the yearly budget for the healthcare services.
And it will be part of the basic medicines, though. Essential medicines. It means technically what's significant about that. It will be under the Cheaper Medicines Act, which means that the price will be more affordable.
Cheaper medicines, yeah.
Yes, it will be
You
included.
consider a condom a medicine or what?
Under RH pill.
It will be?
Yeah, well, a contraceptive is a pill that you swallow, right?
Well, I think one thing important, I think one of the major concerns also is you provide sex education for children in school, which is being contradicted by some.
Age appropriate.
Age appropriate. So what is age appropriate for you?
Grade 5, grade 6. I would say that it says there, grade 5, grade 6.
Yes.
So that means there would be about 11, 12. Why? Maybe, and yet the parents have a choice. The parents have a choice. If they don't want their children to attend the sex education classes, they don't have to. So, what was your question again?
I'll just take out what is sex education, sexuality education. Actually, it's not about teaching them how to have sex.
No.
No, that's the misconception. That's the misconception that the anti-RH is trying to get.
Yes.
It's about value formation. It's about children's rights and women's rights. When you're not supposed to be forced. It's about HIV, fertility awareness. It's about value formation. It's not about when you're going to have sex. No.
Okay. We wind up our discussions. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us tonight. Thank you, Congresswoman Kimi of the 5th District of Pangasinan.
Thank you.
And Sharon, Congresswoman Sharon Garin for the Imbas OWA. They represent the Soul Sisters, 7 of them. The 5 didn't make it, so thank you for joining us today. Well, the moral question of whether any human institution can regulate or prevent the natural course of human reproduction is an issue that could go on ad infinitum, precisely because the intrusion of human laws into the regulation of the national laws has become, in time, the products of what we call civilization, while we hold on to the principle that human life is composed of body, mind, and spirit. It is the body and the mind that are made subject to the laws that ought to make a stable, safe, and progressive society. The care of the soul is best left to religious institutions until such time as we can resolve this moral issue. We will be experiencing the need to have different sectors, the women especially, to have their voices heard in Congress and beyond. Thank you for having joined us tonight. I'm Freddie Abando. Good evening and God bless.